Hello. What am I doing, you ask? I am writing out my hurricane preparedness plan for this year's hurricane season in case a storm does brew and approach the area. I'm not having to scramble last minute to figure out exactly what I want to do in that scenario. I'm meteorologist Melissa Thomas, First Alert meteorologist with News 13, wrapping up Hurricane Preparedness Week, which ran from May 3rd through May 9th. Each day of the week, Chief Meteorologist Ross Whitley and Meteorologist Lauren Hope did a video or a discussion on each topic for preparing for hurricane season while things are calm and we're not having to scramble last minute. Since I'm wrapping it up today, Saturday, May 9th, I figured we would run through a brief summary of each of the topics that were discussed this week so you have one concise spot to reference these while you're preparing this month leading into hurricane season, which starts June 1st, 2020. So let's jump right into it. Hurricane Preparedness Week. The first topic I actually opened this up with on Sunday, May 3rd, was consider your risk. Is your home, is your neighborhood particularly vulnerable to any of the risks that are associated with storms, tropical storms, hurricanes, so storm surge, rip currents, inland flooding, winds, and tornadoes? You want to get very familiar with where you're located on the panhandle. Maybe if you are in an evacuation zone, especially if you are in an evacuation zone. So when a storm does move into the area and officials are communicating various zones need to evacuate, you'll know that you need to go ahead and evacuate with your family and utilize the plans you have been preparing leading into hurricane season. May 4th on Monday was develop an evacuation plan. So you're evacuating, you want to think best about where you live, the highways that zoom north, east, or west, whichever way is appropriate in regards to the storm that may be moving into your region. Plan your route, follow those evacuation orders, and don't forget to plan traveling with your pets as well, because that can kind of sneak up on you. Food, water, toys, anything to comfort them as well, and because it is stressful for everyone. And follow the most up-to-date forecasts for each storm, as forecasts are ever evolving and can change. So you don't want to commit to one evacuation plan, not have looked at a most recent update, utilize that evacuation plan, and the storm is actually going to be moving into your evacuation route. So always stay updated as the most latest forecast that is being communicated. May 5th was assemble disaster supplies. Make a list of these items, go through your home, help organize your thoughts with that list, food, water, update your prescriptions, fill them as early as you can, especially if a storm's coming. Go ahead and call those prescriptions in, get them filled, and then have them packed in case you have to evacuate. Batteries, radios, chargers, gas up, and make sure you have some cash just in case power is hurt by a storm and those debit cards are not going to be working. May 6th was get an insurance checkup. Check with your agent, keep your documents with you. You can visit floodsmart.gov to help you organize your thoughts on this as well. I believe it's probably a little late to consider flood insurance. I know a lot of hurricane and flood insurances have these timelines in April moving into May. They won't let you get certain insurances in hurricane season, so each year you want to research these deadlines, and if you want to get these insurances, make sure you have them before those deadlines come around. During hurricane season is not the time to be signing up for protection plans. Then May 7th, strengthen your home. You can do many things even without a storm in the area to consider your property, what could be strengthened. Do that now, and then when the storm, if a storm is actually being forecasted for your area and moving in, you can do things at that time to further strengthen your home against the possible hazards and impacts they would have on your home, like covering your windows, securing all your doors, moving your cars to safe locations, securing loose outdoor items. Trimming trees is something you can do during a calm time while there's no storm being forecasted or moving into the area. And then May 8th is my favorite. Help your neighbor. Help your neighbors prepare, help your neighbors evacuate, and especially the elderly, check in with them after the storm passes. Make sure everybody weathered it as fair as you did. If you did and you have the capacity to check on your fellow neighbors, then I absolutely would do so. We're in it together each hurricane season, especially when a hurricane does take aim at the panhandle. May 9th is complete a written plan. Every single topic that I just reviewed with you, you can browse that topic and be writing things down. I don't think there was a topic that really wasn't something you could write to organize your thoughts and consider for moving into hurricane season. This is one as well that not many people think about, is if you have to evacuate or you choose to evacuate. Because if you choose to evacuate, even just for emotional reasons, there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. You don't want to deal with it. Storm's getting a little too close for your comfort, but not very many people are evacuating. Don't feel bad. If it's convenient for you to evacuate and you just want to get out of the area, do it. That's okay. Take photos before you leave. Take photos of your property, of the belongings you can't pack and get on the road with. And another reason this is so important is just not for insurance purposes, but memory purposes. So a lot of that might have sentimental value to you, but you can't fit it and evacuate, and worst case comes to worst case and you lose your home. You'll still have these pictures of these items to jog you of the memories that belong to them, because the item's not the memory. It's the memory with the item that matters. So pictures of those items to help keep those memories engaged, always a good idea. Keeping your important documents together for quick access. That's something you can do now while it's calm and there's not a storm in the Gulf. And then as appropriately as possible, share your plan and help others organize their thoughts and be safe and have an idea of what they're going to do if a forecast does come to fruition of landfall for the area. Well, and that is Hurricane Preparedness Week in a nutshell. Hopefully this week you guys learned a lot. You probably already knew most of it living in the Panhandle. If you didn't, we hope it helped. And also, if you do know most of it, but you weren't thinking about it just yet, hopefully this entire week of conversation is getting your brain in gear to go ahead and consider your plans, get them written down, and hopefully we don't even have to worry about it. But hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So if it does come around, you'll be less worried, and you can calmly execute your plans and get your family to safe, get your family to a safe place, and keep your property safe. My name's meteorologist Melissa Thomas. It has been my pleasure to help with Hurricane Preparedness Week. Tune in throughout the entirety of hurricane season 2020, and we're all in this together. We'll be on the other end before you know it. And around the hurricane season, enjoy the sunshine and beach. It's summertime. Enjoy the little things and worry when you absolutely have to, and stay updated for when you do have to worry.